6th of May, Wednesday, 6th of May 2020, Wednesday. Piotr here, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, guys. It's my pleasure to be with you. The thing is that I don't know where should I start. Look, I'm 2.5 months when it comes to the lockdown, but I got huge headache today, so my head was too small. Jeez. The PMIs in Europe, especially Spain, PMI service, 1-digit number, right? US ADP, minus 20 million above. And Nasdaq, like nothing has happened. Whoa! Guys, we have like 3 minutes to the US cash open. I've started to short a bit. I'm ready and prepared to work maybe with a little bit higher levels. That's comical, guys. That's comical, right? I know that it's some hope when it comes to this reopening, but with the social distancing in place, guys, come on. Jeez. No way. But don't forget, there is one important thing, guys. We should remember. It shouldn't be forgotten. Market may behave irrational longer, that we are going to be able or afford to keep our position against the market. So that's why I'm very often talking about exposure, right? So be extremely careful. All right, so what we are going to do, we are going to check the first 5-minute trading range on the Nasdaq. We are going to discuss a little bit of the gold because I added into the short. And guys, don't forget, there is a link in the description. You can monitor my trades real-time live, right? So huge headache without the head. That's how we are going to start today. Let's go. Okay, so overall, this possible business finishing, right? That could be tested. Well, good for me. And to the downside, if you remember what we were discussing, Friday low, weekly open. That's what I'm gonna look for. So let's switch lower. 1 minute left. Let's prepare ourselves for 5 minutes, first 5-minute trading range, and then we will see if there is a possibility to add eventually into the position. It's incredible, right? Well, I'm waiting for the unemployment weekly jobless claims tomorrow, because Friday, well, probably we are going to get something around 21 million. If we are going to get something bigger, right? If we are going to get real number, right? Because we have to remember that they can print out whatever they want. Be careful. If you remember, we were discussing about the possible Fed intervention. So be careful. It might be prepared for Friday. All right. First 5-minute trading range. Cash market is open, and yes, with the minus 20 million, above minus 20 million 236 on ADP, we are starting very well. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, let's push it higher. Come on. So that's the cash open. Current low. Okay, maybe. Current high. We'll see. We'll see what is going to happen here. I'm very curious, to be honest with you. We'll see. Anyway, so waiting for the market to finish the first 5-minute trading range. Now, gold. Where I got my gold? Again, guys, don't forget you can monitor these trades, right? So gold finally broke through 1692. All right, looks like they trying to, the bulls are trying to make the recovery here, right? But what I'm looking for is at least retest of that low, right? Somewhere close to 75, 1675, 1670. All right. As I mentioned, I added. I think that's the break out of the range. So if we are going to double that range, that's probably what we are going to test. And as I mentioned, I added. I've been short and I added, right here. When it comes to the gold, I think I'm gonna give up with this short gold above 1735, 1740, especially if we are going to get 2 consecutive daily close above that level, right? So then, well, yeah, probably I'm going to give up. Next, euro dollar. I took tiny profit. I've been looking for that bounce, all right? Why? Well, because nothing extraordinary. We discussed it, so the bounce was eventually expected. That's why I've mentioned that might be the idea to cover a bit. That's what I did, right? But I'm waiting higher to reopen. Especially I want to see what's going to happen post a London fix, right? So why we are bouncing? Not only because of the daily, also discuss it from the intraday perspective, possible demands, intraday demands, right? Some stops been taken a little bit higher. Now, how high can we go? Well, the first possible supply for the very aggressive approach, and to be honest with you, I think we might be higher than what I'm going to show you here, right? That's the current possible current supply, but I think much more important is higher this level here from where we went and hit some stops, right? Then of course, but I'm not gonna, that probably not going to happen this week. Then of course the gap we discussed, this supply over here, right? We discussed previously, okay? So that's euro dollar. So I'm staying short. I think 105.50, 105 probably, as long as we are below 110. As a homework, guys, check euro Swiss franc, right? I think I've been preparing earlier today euro Swiss franc. I think we might see the parity, right? So the European data are horrible, right? 2 European unions, to be honest with you, Germans and the rest, right? Swiss National Bank around trying to intervene and push euro Swiss franc higher, doesn't work. So I'm looking for possible supply around 550.60 up to 620 with the 2 daily consecutive close above 640. That could be the case. That's what I've prepared, also been visible on the trading view. Anyway, that's the euro dollar. I also like idea about short dollar yen. We were discussing that it's possible to try to fight this stop count, right? And to be honest with you, because it was very late, I missed that spike, right? So we are below 107 and we are going even lower. So what I'm looking for, I've been monitoring dollar yen. Unfortunately here I'm not on the market yet, so I have this possible downward channel, right? So as of now I'm looking for market to retest the top of that channel, we are talking about the levels close to 106, 106.40. All right. Also, I do like pound yen to the downside. All right, especially that we are breaking through some important level. All right, that's what we discuss as well. So I can place my supply over here. Unfortunately, been tested during the earlier hours. All right, so here, if we are not gonna go that high, I do have some supply, so I might try to scale into, right? That's the intraday supply. That's the breakdown level, right? Breakdown supply. All right, that's from here we broke through that support. All right, so I think if you are going to see the retest, that's where I might try to open, and I might wait for, you know, some kind of the green zone stop hunt towards 133 and scaling into the shorts. All right, and finally cable. All right, bulls were trying to hold 24 with inside date yesterday, and we have huge breakdown. And of course the construction PMI, UK construction PMI, weak like I don't wanna use that word, right? But very weak, right? We are going to get back into that in a second. Not mentioning that the cable started to fall 10 minutes before the announcement, right? So that's you know. So that's the high. Okay, so we have the first 5-minute trading range. Based on what we have here, as long as we are above the entry, right, there is a possibility for higher levels. Now let's check how high can we go. Let's make some measures. So I'm going to leave you with the information where maybe I'm going to, not maybe, most probably I'm going to add into the position, right? So if we are going to make those three first 5-minute trading ranges, right, break to the upside, so the level related to the daily, right? We just at the very beginning discussed that level, right? On my chart it's around 9,130. Why not? Why not? We can do that. We can do that, right? In case the market finally is going to, you know, get back to the reality, all right? So looks like the daily open is somewhere inside just pre-open range, right? So in case we are going to see lower levels from here, all right? If we are going to break through the daily open, it's around 50% of that range. So the retest that might be my my entry if we are not gonna to go that high. Okay. So let's get back to the cable for a second. Okay. So I think that why is bouncing right now? Because we are retesting previous week low. So what happened yesterday? There was an attempt to go above weekly open, failure. Today we are retesting previous week low, all right? A little bit of the bounce. If and when we are going to get the daily close like this or lower, then the Monday low, all right? Monday low could be the entry, What's gonna be the target? 2220, discuss it very, very often lately, right? And then 120, all right? Here it's a little bit upside, downside, mostly because of this weakness, right? Also discussed. So that's what they're trying to hold. But I think this 2220 might be tested, just, you know, to prove at least this finishing business, right? Over under. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm staying short cable. I'm looking to add eventually, but I want to see first where we are going to get the daily close, all right? There is also huge huge debt from the US, right? So the demand might have influence when it comes to the dollar. We will see how it's going to be. Who is gonna be the buyer? Whoa, jeez, that's gonna be a big question. Anyway, you've got my point. What I'm going to do during this US session, right? Watching for some reasons on the chart, because I do have my reason, right? But you know, of course, everyone after the shock ADP was trying to be short, so some stop hunting manipulation. Yeah, I do understand that. So I'm waiting for the reason on the chart to add into my tiny short I already have, right? Gold, as discussed, and the dollar. I'm still dollar bullish for now. Only dollar yen to the downside, so I'm looking more yen strength, right? And euro Swiss franc is for you as a homework. It was my pleasure, guys, to make the update. Don't forget to check for updates. If necessary, I will prepare another video. Also, I made earlier today educational one. You're more than welcome to watch that. I think good stuff. Guys, don't be trapped. Higher volatility, lower exposure. Have a good one. See you around. Take care and goodbye.